Run this small doubt. These templates and all I haven't deleted. Is it any chargeable for templates?
Let it be there. It will not be charged. It will not be charged. So template is something like it's kind of a wrapper, right? It's kind of a skeletal information you are keeping storing it. So it is they are not going to charge for that. So they'll not charge it. Okay. So you can create the templates as many templates as you can create it. These are the lightweight and they'll not charge you for that. This kind of information you're setting up like you're not occupying something on there. You're not renting any space or anything, right? So they'll not charge for that. So, okay, guys. So today we'll discuss about the content delivery network. Okay, that is the cloud front. So there is one content delivery network that they provide. So what is content delivery network? The first thing is CDN that we need to understand. What is CDN and what kind of CDN AWS provides? That we'll discuss today. So when we discuss about the CDN, content delivery network, what is that actually? It is actually a kind of a distributed server, okay, network that delivers the web pages and other web content to a user based on the geographic locations of the user. Let me share my screen 1 second. Okay, so we'll discuss about the cloud from today. So Amazon CloudFront, a content delivery network, that's called CDN, is a system of distributed servers or networks that deliver web pages and other web content to a user based on the geographic locations of the user. I'll elaborate all these things in my next slide with the graphical diagram. Okay, don't worry. So CloudFront can be used to deliver your entire website, including dynamic, static, streaming, and interactive content using a global network of edge location. Okay, so guys, whatever I'm just going to teach you today, so it will be related to your certification if you are going to give it. So you'll get a few questions from this CloudFront. Okay, maybe companies they don't ask you in the interview will not get questions on this, but in certifications you may get questions from this one. You will definitely get questions from the CloudFront. Okay, but the concept if you understand clearly it will be help you to do architecting in your cloud platform. Okay, just listen me. So requests for your content are automatically routed to the nearest edge location. So the content delivery is delivered with best performance. So if we think about a real-time scenario, right? We are sitting in India. Suppose we are sitting in Chennai or in Odisha, Bhubaneswar, and we are connecting some sites, or we are connecting suppose Netflix, right? Connecting Netflix to watch a movie. When we connect to the Netflix server will be in USA or in Australia or in Singapore, wherever it is. Okay. But when we click the videos, whatever we are watching and buffering is faster, right? So how it is making faster? Because the server is too far away from us. But how that videos, whatever we are clicking, it is streaming and playing immediately. And there we don't find any delay. How that can be achieved, how these guys are doing that? They are using this CloudFront, or you can say the CDN, content delivery network. Through that they are achieving to deliver the content. The content could be dynamic, static, whatever. It could be image content, it could be video content, it could be text content, documents, whatever. They are sending to the customer very quickly, okay, using the CDN. So AWS is providing the service name is called CloudFront. So let me show you one simple diagram. Okay, so let's see how it works actually. Here is the server. Suppose your Netflix server is in this area, or any website, your company websites, where you are just searching any web page. Suppose you are searching alibaba.com from China, right? From China. Suppose you're searching from alibaba.com for something, and it is here in this server. So how it works actually, the locations, if you see various users in the various locations, here someone will from India, someone from any other specific continent, or Australia or anywhere. Okay, how they connect to these servers and fetch the informations very easily and quickly by using the CDNs. So what is the CDNs, what CDNs and how it works, what they create? Suppose these servers are connecting to the servers. In this case, what will happen? Fetching the information directly from the server will take some amount of time to for the content, and you can get it right. To overcome this delay in watching the content, getting the content, AWS has introduced actually the concept. Not only AWS, I think maximum cloud providers, they should have different kind of CDNs, but here AWS provides some kind of edge locations. That's called edge location. So what this edge locations does, whatever the content actually available here, the same copy will be cached into the nearest edge location of the geographic location. Suppose here this guy is in Australia and he's trying to connect someone from the China or USA. So what did happen? What AWS does actually, it creates one edge location nearest to the customers, nearest to the customer, so that customers should not connect directly to the servers. Whenever he clicked Alibaba.com or something, the content will be viewed or fetched from the nearest edge location. That's why whatever the content we are getting, it is faster. Okay, so here we can see one customer, suppose, once viewed that information, and that information is cached here. Next time another viewer from that specific region, they are also trying to watch the same content. What happens? The first time whatever it is cached in the edge locations, it can easily view it within seconds. There will be no delay. Now you understood what is this and how it works. So now let's understand more on the edge location. What exactly the edge locations, and you'll get some questions about the edge locations. Okay. Now some cloud front
Uh,
keys. Yeah, please. Somebody was asking me.
yeah, Ranjit. Yeah, in server, for example, this is I think this is a higher configuration there
Mm-hmm.
server,
Mm-hmm.
that main server, and edge location. How it is will be? It is a image or what will be there of the server in
Uh,
edge location?
it is not actually an image. It is actually a server. Edge location actually,
Okay,
like our availability zone, like our availability
okay,
zone, our
uh-huh.
region. Similarly, we have one edge location. It is not actually related to any availability zone, or it is not related to any region. It is separated from the availability zone. Okay, it is kept separately
Okay.
from the availability zone so that it can directly connect to the server where you are going to fetching the informations. I'll explain you more on that. Just to wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the edge location. This is a location where content will be cached. The simple things, edge location. This is a location where the content will be cached. The content could be anything like image, videos, your documents, your PDF file, anything will be cached. It is separated to the AWS region or availability zone. it it never actually attached, or it never interacted with any AWS region or availability. It is separately they kept these edge locations so that they can give very good quality of service faster way to the customer. That's why they have created separate edge locations. So these edge locations also will have set of servers, some data centers, kind of small house where they have kept the servers, and they are be using that server as edge locations. Okay, So that's the edge location. Then what is the origin? Origin is the This is the origin for all files that CDN will distribute. This can be S3 bucket, EC2, Elastic Load Balancer, or Route 53. So in our diagram, you can see here which one will be origin. This server will be the first one where we are connecting is the. You can see my cursor, right? Guys, can you see my
Yes, yes,
cursor?
yes.
Okay. So
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, okay. So this one will be our origin. This server will be origin, and this will be edge location. So whenever the customer is fetching something from the origin, they'll not directly get it from origin. They'll get it from the nearest edge locations. Okay, that's why it is faster. And that origin could be your EC2. EC2 in the sense you have a server and you are putting some informations there, and your customers getting connecting to the server and fetching some data. So that will be your origin, and origin could be your S3 bucket. So why S3 bucket? We have already learned about S3 bucket, right? No. So in our next class we'll see about the S3, I think. Guys, have we finished the S3?
No, no, not
No,
yet.
no.
Okay. So next class we'll discuss about the S3 bucket. Okay, that could be our S3 bucket and all. So so we have in EC2 we have. Yeah, Route 53 it will come in the end of the class. So Route 53 VPC everything will come, and because these are the networking concept, and we need a broader range to set up the networks and then work on that. So that will be come in the at the end of the class. Okay, so don't worry. But S3 bucket maybe in our next class I'll explain, or today itself I'll explain the S3 bucket, and we'll keep that command line interface to the next classes. So S3 you should understand now only. Okay, that's fine. So I think after this cloud front, I'll finish S3, and then I'll give one lab exercises on the cloud front. Okay. First we'll finish S3, and then we'll come to do the lab exercises for the cloud front. For time being, just see about what is distribution. Distribution, it consists of a collection of edge location, and web distribution is it is used for websites, and RTVM is used for streaming. So just remember these keywords. Okay, web distribution, and RTMP. Sorry. This is called real-time media processing, media streaming. Whenever we're doing media streaming, so we can always think about the Netflix, Prime Video, or whatever G5 or whoever providing the streaming platform for the videos. Okay, that's called media streaming. So what is
TMP is a protocol.
it's not a protocol, it's a term. You can say it's not exactly a protocol. Okay, it's a platform of the real-time media processing.
Okay. Okay.
So the edge locations, what is so these key points are edge locations are not just read only. You can write to them too. That means whatever we thought, like in this diagram, we think we are only fetching the informations here, but if you want to write something to the nearest edge location, suppose you are fetching one document, and you are want to suppose from the S3, and you are fetching some document, and the document you are updating it, what happens, that information even will be stored in the edge locations. Remember, this will be interview questions, sorry, certification questions. The edge location not only read, but also we can write to that. Okay, so objects cast objects are cached for the lifetime of the TTL. So what is TTL? Time to life. Objects are cached for the lifetime of the TTL. So guys, what is the TTL? Time to life. You would have seen, right? When you're setting up something, you'll be setting some time to life on the internet. Suppose if you have seen when
Actually, in TCP/IP, TTL means you will give the to the packet that on some time. After that time, that packet will be disappear. TTL.
exactly, exactly. So this is what I'm going to tell you. So that is what TCP protocols is a actually transport layer protocol, right? So whenever your packets or your datas are cached in the server. Whenever suppose you are watching facebook.com, okay, facebook.com. So suppose there is a problem in the Facebook data center and Facebook server goes down. What will happen if they have set up for TTL, suppose 300 seconds? That means your website, you whatever information cached already, it will you will be displayed for 5 seconds. That will not get show you page not found immediately. That will be live on the internet for 5 seconds or 5 minutes or whatever. After that, it will be gone. It will be that packet will be lost and you will not find it out. Okay, so that's a time to live on the wave. That's called time to live on the wave. So next one is cached objects can be cleared. You will pay for it. So whatever the objects is cached to your edge location, if suppose you don't need in the future, and that information is for suppose short period, and you already have cached it in your edge location. If you want to clear it, Amazon will charge for that. You have to pay for it. Okay, whenever whatever you are clearing the edge locations from the cache from the edge location, you have to pay for it. You just remember all these things, but see guys, this is not interview things. Okay, no, nobody will ask all this in interviews the real time, but whenever you're writing some examinations or something, so you can you may face these questions. Okay, so this is what all about the CloudFront, but we need to do one CloudFront lab exercises. Okay, before that, let me just go through the S3. 1 second.
The distribution and web distribution are not clear actually. Can you give one example? Like origin, I got it, or location, I got it. The distribution and web distribution.
Yeah, sure.
What is that actually? Okay.
Sure, Tanmay. I'll just give you 1 second. 1 second. Just bear with me. Uh, okay. So when you are talking about, okay, so Tanmay, what you are telling? Which one?
The distribution and web distribution. I got the origin and edge location.
Hmm. Okay, so this distributions, what distribution means, it consists of a collection of edge locations. So here if you see this diagram, right, if you see this diagram, the collection of dust, suppose in this particular region, suppose particular region we have suppose 7 or 8 edge locations. So suppose in Mumbai region it actually uh, serves all over the India, right? We have only edge location all over India. People will be connected always to the nearest edge locations. So remember guys, in every areas in India, there will be suppose there will be 1 or 2 edge locations in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu. There will be few edge locations will be in Hyderabad. There will be few edge locations in Odisha. There will be few edge locations in somewhere in the some state in the India. So what happens? That entire edge locations distribute already
They are
one.
having the they are having the physical like server or only like logically a server or instance will create it for the edge location.
Your data center will hold.
Data center
If
will
you
be
have a
there.
data center,
Yeah. So that
India
data
it is
center
Mumbai.
will not be the big data centers which you can call as availability zone. It will be a small data center kind of thing, because how logically it will hold. When you say logically hold means it will be somewhere else in the some other country, right, or somewhere else the physical server, and will be logically hold here. How we can logically hold it? It's same point, right? Same thing again. We are going and round and getting the informations. No, it is actually the physical server. That's the edge location. That's called the edge locations, where they have a small house or small data center kind of thing, where they keep all the servers for to target for few ranges. Suppose think about a real-time scenario. Let me tell you, when
Yeah.
Airtel giving you the net or any network provider, so how they do for specific region, specific area, they have to put one tower, right? They have to put one tower to target the audience nearby so that everyone can get the good signals,
Yes.
right? Similarly, but the Airtel main routing point will be somewhere else in our country or somewhere other countries also, but we are getting the internet from there, and they're distributing the entire network to different locations and putting it to one tower, and think that tower as one edge location. That edge locations,
Okay.
because we are not directly connecting to the Airtel's main switch where we are getting that to the ceiling, we are not getting there, we are connecting to the nearest tower. That's our edge location. So that's how it works. Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
distribution is yeah. Yeah.
And web distribution is when we say what it says, it is used for websites. So when we distribute our websites, like in the sense we are connecting to the website. Suppose all your content is all about your website. Your customer is having, suppose think about the Amazons. Amazon is having only web applications. They don't have anything. They have only web applications. Amazon, I'm talking about Amazon e-commerce, not Amazon web services. I'm talking about Amazon e-commerce site. So when we are purchasing something, we are using their websites only. That's called your web applications. So that distributions will be happened through the nearest edge location. So but think about you are from Tamil Nadu, or I am from Odisha. So nowadays if you see, they'll be giving offer in there are no local languages. How they are getting, because they're distributing the websites in a different edge locations with a different kind of setups. So they're targeting the customers, okay, that they're targeting the nearest customers, and they can, that's why they're trying to achieve and make simplicity for the customers only, whatever they are working for the customers, or distributing the websites, okay, to the nearest edge location, so that location peoples can easily get it. And that the websites, when we talk about, we only talk about the contents of the website. Okay, hope this is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So distribution is only for the collection of the edge location,
Yes.
whereas web distribution is also like similar to that it's a collection of websites. Is it
Collection.
something like that?
Yeah, it's collection of, you can say collection of not websites, because we are not going to use multiple websites. It is used for websites, means web distributions, means you are distributing what in the website, you are distributing what, we are distributing the content, right? What is the
Content.
content?
Yeah.
The content is your data, right? The text, the media, right?
Yeah.
The image, the video, those are distributed. So that's called the website. We are distributing the web distributions, web content distributions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do a small lab setup, and where we'll set up these things in the S3 bucket. Okay. To do that, to achieve that, you should first understand what is S3. Okay, guys. So far we have learned, right, EBS. What is EBS, guys? What is
Elastic block
EB?
storage.
Okay. What is that?
Black
Okay.
store,
I'll ask few
elastic
questions.
black store.
I'll ask few questions. Okay. So first question is, what is ABS? And
It's elastic black to create storage volumes and attaching to to instances.
okay, is EBS volumes are table? Go mute. Only one speak at a time. Some noise is coming.
It's a block level storage for EC2.
Yes, that block level storage. My question is EVS bootable? What is mean bootable? Is EBS bootable? Can anybody answer? Is EBS bootable? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
But why you not answering, man? It's easy questions. That means you are not remembering anything. Is EBS bootable? It is an interview questions, and it is also certification questions. Okay. Suppose think about I am the interviewer and I'm asking questions. Have you used EC2? Then what is EBS? So I'll ask questions. Can I install, or can it be bootable? Can EBS be a bootable volume? Yes, it is bootable.
I think
EBS can be bootable, right? So what are the options? What are the various options and things available in the EBS? That also depends on the what type of EBS you are choosing. Not all EBS are bootable. Bootable means you can install the applications, you can install the softwares, you can install the OS, right, in EBS volume. So there are, how many types of EBS volumes are there?
5 types.
Yes, and few of them are bootable and few of them are non-bootable. That means you cannot install anything into that. You can store only the data inside it, right? Similarly, why I asked you, you should understand and differentiate between storage system of your cloud environment. Not only it is for cloud environment, even on premises also you should differentiate between the storages, what type of storage you are using. Storage does not mean it's a container you are storing something and you are getting it, but that while you storing, some storage devices offers to install something to use their storage, like our hard disks. In our hard disks, what we can do, it is a bootable hard disk, right? We can install it, we can store the information, so that is our EVS volume. Suppose in my laptop I have 1 TB of SSD, or 500 GB of, sorry, 500 GB of SSD drive. So that I can do the bootable. I can make it as CVS and I can make it as bootable. I can store whatever you want. But also AWS provides another storage system that is called simple S3. That is called simple, what is simple storage service? Okay, that is called simple storage service, that is called S3, simple storage service. So this simple storage service is only for data storage, it cannot be bootable. Yes, we can do as a bootable storage, but this cannot be bootable. It is only static informations, you can store it. Only the text informations, image informations, only the data can be stored. Okay, so let's discuss about the S3, then we'll jump into the lab. Okay, sorry. So what is S3? S3 provides developers and IT team with secure, durable, and highly scalable object-based storage. It is, you'll get a question. This is called an object, that is elastic block storage, and this is object-based storage. S3 is you can store the objects. That object can be ASCII files, can be binary files, okay, can be ISO file, installable file, image file, media file, video, everything called objects. Those objects you can store it. Okay, and it is a safe place to store your file. It is a very safe place. I'll show you in the lab exercise how it is safe. And one more thing, guys, in the real time, whatever we have learned so far, that you are going to face in your company work, and whatever, and the second one is the S3. But the CloudFront is very rare. Rare uses you will get it in the company. Companies, they don't use actually this CloudFront things. Normal organization, but the companies whoever working this kind of like Netflix, Prime Videos, and those kind of guys, they will be using this CloudFront. But normal business CloudFront, like whatever the companies we are working, we may not use it. This S3, many companies, many organizations, they're using this simple storage services, object based storage, and it's very cheap. What it says at the first itself, it provides developers and IT teams with secure, durable, and highly scalable object-based storage. That's why all the companies and organizations are attempting to use this S3 services. It's very good service, very cheap. They are getting it. Okay. Now, whatever the points I have written here, these are the bullet points, and everything has a questions actually.
So, yeah, sorry, Ranjan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is not bootable. That means it is something like pen drive. Like we can, whenever it is used, we can use it or store it. Or whenever not required, we cannot or will not use it. Like it's like something like that, right?
exactly. So you related think that something like that a pen drive. Yes. So whenever you need it, plug your pen drive, store your data, use it, and then remove it. That's exactly what answer you told. Is similar kind of pen drive. You can give an example of a pen drive, but some pen drives are coming which is bootable also. Some external drive
Yeah, yeah,
are bootable also, but
yeah.
this is entirely not bootable. Okay. So you can give an example of pen drive, as you can store your
For
data, store your objects, and in future you can get it, right? So same thing you can. That's just external storage, or you can see as a storage device. Okay.
okay.
So the next one is very important. Files can be from 0 bytes to 5 terabyte. When we say files can be from 0 bytes to 5 terabyte, what does that mean? That means whenever you upload a file, that should be in between 0 bytes to 5 TB. So you can upload a file up to 5 TB at one go. Means how good service they are providing. 5 TB means it's too much, right? Huge size of file. That also you can upload it. And files are stored in a bucket. So we have to create a bucket to store our objects. A newly created bucket is private by default. Newly created bucket is private by default. This is very, all these questions are interview related questions. Okay, newly created bucket is private by default, and it provides unlimited storage. And remember, they are giving only 5 GB as free. 5 GB, not TV. 5 GB free. Beyond 5 GB you have to pay for that, and I am paying every month 1000 rupees, more than 1000 for S3 only, because I have stored more than uh, 10-15 GB of data. That's why I am paying almost 1000 rupees. This month I has come the bill 2000 rupees. I have to remove those videos, whatever I have put in my S3. I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you in this lab exercise. Don't worry. So, and it is not suitable to install any operating systems or applications. That means it is not bootable. It is not suitable to install any operating systems or applications. And remember, guys, another very good questions, and definitely you will get it. That is called S3 use universal namespace. That is, bucket names must be unique globally. So the EC2, whatever we have worked, all the services and functions and functionality we have seen, those are region specific, right? Those are region specific. Whatever you created in Mumbai regions, it may not be available in Singapore region. That is region specific. But S3 is unique globally. Okay, so it is not actually region specific. Whatever you create, it will be globally available. Okay, we'll see in example, don't worry. In action we'll see how it can be done. Now there are different types of storage tiers out there, like different types of EBS volumes. We have similarly different types of storage tiers. So what is this storage tiers? We have S3 standard, we have S3 IA, that is infrequently accessed, S3 1 joule, and the glacier. So what is S3 standard? It's stored redundantly across multiple devices in multiple facilities. That means It provides 100 or around 100%, 99.99% availability. You'll never ever lose your data or objects, or you never face any downtime. That is standard if you are going choosing for the standard option. And if you are choosing S3IA, that is infrequently accessed. The name itself says infrequently accessed. That means you are not frequently accessing your data. So which kind of data we don't frequently access? Like our old log files. Suppose you don't want your 3 days old or 5 days or 1 week old files to be there on your S3 standard. You can redirect to send your logs to different S3IA. That means you are storing which is not frequently accessed. When you access those logs, if you face any issues and you are going to troubleshoot that issues by seeing the historical data, by seeing the previous logs, then you have to go and fetch the logs from that storage and check it. That's why it says for the data that is accessed less frequently but requires rapid access when required. Rapid access in the sense if you're doing some production issues troubleshooting, that should be rapidly accessed. It should immediately access the data and get the info logs and do the troubleshoot. That infrequently accessed. Also, what happens? It provides lower fee than S3 standard. Obviously, because we are not going to use frequently, that's why it is lower fees than the standard. So, as a solution architect, you should decide when a project comes to your company or your organization, you have to decide what is the requirement, what is the client budget, and how you set up all the things. Either you'll go for S3 or S3IA, how you can save your company's money, that you have to think about. Okay. The next one is S3 one zone. S3 one zone IA. S3 one zone IA. That is called one zone infrequently accessed. If you want a lower cost option and infrequently accessed data, it will be available in one zone. So whatever these standards and S3 are actually available in multiple availability zone. For your disaster recovery, in case of anything down, you will always be available. That is why it says 99.99% availability. Even whatever they stores the information, you'll never lose it. But in case of S3 one zone, it will be stored in one particular zone. And they are not going to keep any replica in other zones. That's why it is very cheap. What happens in this case? In case and okay, when you will use this one, when you are using the month end data or year end data in your companies, I'm just telling and just collating all the informations and syncing this with your real time work. Whatever you guys are doing, having heard about this, you are working on month end database, year end database. I'm just giving that examples here. So where you use this kind of thing, year end database suppose, or month end databases, when you use monthly once or yearly once, in that case you don't have to worry about this disaster recovery or something like that. So let's be there. Again, they provide another storage tier that is called Glacier. That is again cheaper than the S3 zone, and it is archival only. The standard retrieval times takes 3 to 4 hours. So here also one real-time example I'm going to give you. Think about a banking organizations. Think about suppose SBI. What happens in SBI bank? You have an account and you want to do some calculations or some financial calculations, and you need your 2 years statement, 2 years old statements. So what they can do in that case, when you ask for 2 years old statement, they take almost few minutes or few hours to deliver the statement to your email IDs, right? In that case, they can keep your all the statements, the old statements, in the Glacier storage. so that they don't have to pay more amount to storing your informations on their S3 standard or their own storage device. Okay, one more good example or real-time experience I'm just explaining you. When you are getting a client requirement comes, you have to always think about some computing resources, and in that computing resources your storage also comes, and you have to always think about the storage, right, to store the information, to store the data. If you are going to buy a storage device, like to buy a laptop having 5 TB or 100 TB of storage system, or by setting up a server in your own data center, it will be a huge investment, right? It will be a huge investment. You have to pay more money to set up the storage system in your organization. Instead, what you can go, you can just go to the AWS market, search for go for S3 and get how many storage you want. You don't have to spend more infrastructures, you don't have to spend hardware, you don't have to buy something, and suppose tomorrow your client goes off, you don't have to bother about the S3 things, because all your data or everything, if you don't want to keep it, just don't want to keep it in the standard, just put everything in the glacier and remove all whatever is there in the standard. Don't, then you don't have to pay more. And even if you don't want, if you don't want to use their data, so you can immediately remove everything. But think about if you have purchased the data. One second guys, I'm getting a call. One second. Yeah, sorry guys. So in that scenario, if your client goes off, then you have to uh, it is actually a waste of money, because whatever you have purchased the data storage devices, you have to keep it with you. It's a totally waste of money. So in that case, it's very advisable to go to the S3 AWS and get S3. So whatever other services it provides, they give a good things is S3 versioning. That's why in the initially what it told, S3 provides developers and IT teams with a secure and durable, highly scalable object storage system. You always know a developer is required a repositories like source code management to store their codes in a version control. That version control systems provided by S3 in a different manner. So they stores the data in a version controlled. Whatever files you store in S3, okay, whatever files you store in the S3, that will be version controlled. That will be version controlled. S3 handles the versions of an object. The versioning is greatly managed. It acts as a great backup tool. You can retrieve the previous version when needed. That's why I call, like whatever in the market we are using SVN, we are using GitHub. Those are the version controlling tool. Same thing, same features provides also S3. You can control the source code. Suppose a developer using S3 to store the code. After writing the code, he is storing. Every time he changes the code, a new version will be created when they are putting the files in the S3. It acts as a great backup tool, as I told, and once the versioning is enabled, it cannot be disabled. It can be suspended only. Remember guys, once the versioning is enabled, it cannot be disabled. It can be suspended only. I'll show you in examples. Okay. So what more? What else we can do? Okay, so let's do a small laugh, guys.
And a
Sorry,
small doubt here.
yeah, yeah, please, you can tell.
So, just a small clarification between S3 One IA and the Glacier.
Mhm.
So, if you compare, both are used for infrequent access data only.
Yes.
Both are cheaper cost.
Mhm.
So, as a given example, like one client is going away from our organization,
Mhm.
so that we may require or we may not require that data. So, that we can go for Glacier.
Mhm.
So same thing, why can't we go for one zone IA? That is also lowest cost and infrequently access data only. If the client come back after 1 year, okay, we can get the data from one zone IA. So why are we going to Glacier in that case?
Yeah. So that's a good questions actually. So what happens if you're going to put in S3 one zone? That is actually even Glacier is cheaper than this one. So always you will choose because you are not going to get any benefit from the customer, your client has already gone off. So why you waste time, sorry, money to put all this information in S3? Glacier is even cheaper than the S3 one zone IA. That's why you should always choose for Glacier. If your So that's why if you're using, your client is there but you're using very historical data like year-end data or anything which is not required so frequently accessed, you can put in S3 one June. Okay, so got the point, right? Because it is
Glacier will be
cheaper.
stored in one zone, or it will be available to multiple zones.
Which one?
Glacier.
Glacier will be actually, see, Glacier, what they do, they actually kind of snowballs they create. Okay, kind of snowballs they create and they put it everything in the frozen areas. The frozen areas means that will be actually they'll be keep in one zone only, but that will be not accessible. That will be not accessible immediately. That's why they take some time, 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours.
The tape,
The kind of
it
tape.
is just like
So yeah, you are taking a backup in the tape and you are keeping in some storage and in somewhere in your locker. And whenever you need to your clients informations in sometimes you get the tape back and put it in the system and you retrieve the data. So sometimes it takes some time to get those data retrieved, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, one thing actually. So we have to wind up the call today. So I'm sorry for that. I have some work. I have to go. So what we'll do, so there are a few things also need to discuss about the static website transfer acceleration. So there are not, S3 is not completed, and also CloudFront Lab. So once I complete this S3, we have so next class we'll entirely discuss about the S3 lab exercises entirely, and then we'll discuss about the CloudFront Lab also. Okay. So sorry for that. In next class, we'll next Saturday we'll discuss about that. Okay. Do you have any
Okay. Thank
guys
you.
any doubt or anything?